Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Divine Allegiance. I'm your host Maulana Baig. It's exciting to be in this month of Shaban, and as I have said yesterday, Shaban is the month where Karbala was born. Allah's divine plan, and every personality that meant something to that plan was born in the month of Shaban. It is a blessed and sacred time for all of us, believers especially. And it is amazing for us to witness these days and to give witness to these days on the birth of great personalities like Imam Hussein, like Hazrat Abbas, like Imam Sajjad, and others whose birthdays are coming. All of these personalities truly are the crux of the mission and the divine mission of Allah that was planned through Karbala. So we are so proud and so happy and so delighted to have the opportunity to speak about these personalities so that we can get inspiration from them, be enlightened by them, and truly become a follower in the true sense of the word. So today is special because I'm going to be talking about someone who is special to all of us, to believers. I want to talk about Abul Fadl Al-Abbas, the brother of Imam Hussein, the hand of Imam Hussein in Karbala, known as many things and the holder of many titles, and the person who was a living legend in his time and after that. Truly, Hazrat Abbas is special, not only from our point of view, but even from the point of view of Ahlul Bayt, of infallibles. Imam Sajjad said regarding Hazrat Abbas, and said, Inna ammi al-Abbas darajatun indallah yaghbituna al-awwaluna wal-akhirun. He says that my uncle Abbas has a rank, a status with Allah that no one from the beginning and from the ending, no one has that rank. They all aspire for it. They all envy that rank. They all see it as something that is truly capable of aspiring to. Abbas has that rank. So in other words, Hazrat Abbas is unique in the view of infallibles, which is the view of Allah. And I just want to go through a few things regarding this. So all of you who are sitting in your homes right now and watching this can truly appreciate how amazing he was in learning about his characteristics and his traits that set him apart, truly set him apart from others. So let me just go through some of the things regarding Hazrat Abbas, and some of the things we know and some of the things we might not know. So it's really interesting what I was able to dig up regarding Hazrat Abbas, and I have not heard anyone amongst the people who know about some of the things I'm going to say. So stay tuned, and we are going to, as the show unfolds, we'll get into it. So Hazrat Abbas was the son of Imam Ali that Imam Ali wished for, he prayed for, and he wanted. And truly, when the Imam has a wish, it is something that is a reality, something that's real. And he wished for Abbas, and he asked his brother Aqil, who knew many people in the Arab world, and he says, I want to marry someone. I want a wife that could give me a son who is brave, who is daring, who is able to represent me, to take my place. Now that's something hard. Those are shoes that are very difficult to fulfill. I mean, really look at those. It's hard. Who can stand in the place of Imam Ali? It's really hard. And to ask his brother for this. And his brother Aqil said, well, there is a woman that I know who comes from an honorable and brave tribe that is known in the Arab world. So he introduced this lady to Imam Ali, and they got married. The name of the lady was Fatima, the same as Bibi Fatima. Fatima bint Hazam. Her father's name was Hazam. They come from the family of Kilabia, which is known in the Arab world. There are legends in the Arab world about their accolades in terms of their bravery and courage. So she came and became the wife of Imam Ali and came to Medina, and she became the wife of Imam Ali. This was 10 years after the shahadat of Bibi Fatima. Now, Imam Ali had wives after Bibi Fatima and had many children after Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein and Bibi Zainab and Kulthum. He had many other children. And Imam Ali was the head of the household in his house. He was the decision maker, he was the imam, he was truly the leader not only of the ummah but of his family. And all his children were raised in his house by his rules and by his standards and by his teachings and by what he gave to them. But one of the central themes of his house that you will notice, that I noticed in history, the central theme of Imam Ali's house and what rule and truly had an effect and influence on everyone in the house of Imam Ali was not the presence of Imam Ali. That's something that's surprising. It wasn't the presence of Imam Ali that gave tarbiyat, that brought up everyone in his house. But more than the influence of Imam Ali, it was the influence of Bibi Fatima. Her presence, even after she passed away, in the house of Imam Ali, dictated so many standards, so many disciplines in the house that everyone was aware of her, even after her shahadat. Everyone was just knowing that this is not their house. This is the house of Fatima that we are living in. See, this had a lot to do, this presence of Bibi Fatima and her aura that existed in the house of Imam Ali had a lot to do with the training of every child, of every person that lived in this household. And it made them who they are. Truly that sort of, that love, that bond, that respect, that honor that everyone had was because of her presence in the house. And so it is shown that when Fatima Kilabia, when she came to the house of Imam Ali, she is his wife. She's the wife of Imam Ali. Imam Ali loved her. Imam Ali respected her and honored her as a wife. And as she came there, she felt this aura when Imam Ali called her by the name Fatima, because that is her name. He called her Fatima. And when he called her Fatima, Fatima Kilabia saw that the children of Fatima, Hassan and Hussein and Zainab, were bothered by the thought and the remembrance, which obviously the shahadat of Bibi Fatima was very hard for these children. Her loss was very hard, and she felt that they remembered her loss, and right away she went to Imam Ali and said, please do not call me by this name. Do not call me by this name, because the children of Fatima, they are disturbed that someone else has this name. I don't want to take the place of Bibi Fatima. I cannot take the place of Bibi Fatima. This is her house, and I know it more than anyone else. I understand it more than anyone else. This is her house, and it's going to remain her house, and we are all a guest here. You see, this sort of thinking is what created an environment in the house where everyone looked up to Bibi Fatima in terms of their life lessons, in terms of inspiration. And that's when she was named Banin, the mother of sons. And the reason she was because at that time she didn't have children. But because Imam Ali's wish was that he will have sons through her, and seeing that as the omen, she was known and called Banin, because she's going to have sons. And you can say that it is a prediction of Imam Ali that came out to be true. And now she's the one that the first son that she had when he was born, Imam Ali's happiness knew no bounds. He was so happy that he was smiling when he saw his son. And Imam Ali is the one who named him Abbas. Abbas in the meaning of a strong lion, a ferocious lion, a lion with an aura, truly a king amongst kings. And hence Ali named him that. When Abbas was born, Imam Ali held him, and the first thing he did was to kiss the hand of Abbas. And soon after, looking at Imam Ali, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, both of them came and kissed the hands of Abbas. Abbas grew up in this environment. He grew up in this environment of having a father like Ali, brothers like Hassan and Hussein, a sister like Zainab. He grew up in that environment, an environment of faith in its complete sense, an environment of understanding, an environment of religion in its truest sense. He was brought up in this aura, in this amazing aura that surrounded him. But he grew up knowing that this is not his house. This house is Hussein's house, and I am a part of it. This is Hussein's family, and I am a part of it. This is Fatima's house, and I'm a part of it. And this is the message that his mother, Fatima Kilabia, instilled in him and ingrained in him and the other brothers that he had later. But I just want to concentrate on Hazrat Abbas today. Just see his upbringing, see the qualities that he had, see what made him separated from everyone else. So what is it that made Abbas so amazing? Because to Imam Ali, Abbas was special. It is said that if Imam Ali is the sun, then Abbas is the moon, who reflects the light of the sun. And truly, that was the relationship they had. Imam Ali had the light, and it's Abbas who reflected his light in the complete sense. In the complete sense of the word. Abbas, his features were also unique because he was extremely handsome with features that are pleasing to the eyes. He was tall in stature. He was like a legendary hero that you would hear of in legends, in myths, but this is reality. And Abbas was like that. And that's why, because of this personality, because of the stature, and because of these amazing features that he had, he was known as the moon of Bani Hashim. Now, this term that we all heard about before, Qamar Bani Hashim, the moon of Bani Hashim, this term is used for the individual in the tribe who has the most amazing looks and stature. And in this tribe of Bani Hashim, it was Abbas who was named that. Some historical examples for you are like the great-grandfather of Rasulullah, Abd Manaf. Abd Manaf, because of his features and because of his handsome features that he had, was also known as the moon of his tribe. He was known as the moon of his tribe. And also the father of Rasulullah, Abdullah, who was very handsome and he had a great stature. And because of those features, he was also known as the moon of his household. And the same thing now goes with Abbas. For all the people in Bani Hashim, and all of them in their own regard are amazing, are the finest people you will ever find, but Abbas was known as the moon. So obviously Abbas was special. Is special growing up in every way that it can be. But what made him truly special from others? Because when it comes to the hadith I mentioned regarding Abbas from Imam Sajjad, who said that Abbas has a special place, has a unique place that no one else has, and everyone is envious. So what was it that made him that? Now, Abbas had many qualities. He is brave, he is courageous, he is loyal, he is faithful, he is a believer in the true sense of the word, he is self-sacrificing, he is known for his altruism. All of these things are there regarding Abbas. But what is it that made him the hand of Hussein, the flag bearer, the liwa, the hamilul liwa, the holder of the flag? In other words, the hand of Hussein. What was it that made him Hussein's hand? This is something that when we look at it, it's amazingly what people really don't understand about Abbas. Abbas did not reach that status because of his bravery or his courage or his loyalty or his faithfulness, even though they're all highlights of his life, and it's all highlights of what we know about him from Karbala. But before that, before Karbala, what was it that defined him amongst people? What was Abbas known as amongst people and amongst the family of Rasulullah, amongst Ahlul Bayt? What was he best known for? This is something that a lot of people do not know of. And this is what I want to speak about today. And inshallah, this will give a true understanding of Abbas to all of us, right? You know, Abbas, he separated himself from others because of the fact that he was, more than anything else, he was an alim. He was a scholar. He was a scholar. He had ma'rifat. He was an arif. He understood. He knew. He knew the depths of knowledge. It wasn't that Abbas was just, a fighter or a warrior. No, before everything else, Abbas was a scholar. Imam Ali, when he spoke about Abbas, did not say, look at the courage of Abbas, look at the bravery of Abbas, look at how he is that. No. When Imam Ali describes Abbas, here's how he describes him in one line. He describes, and this is what Imam Ali, Abbas's father, said about Abbas. Listen to this. And this is from where you can get an understanding of who was Abbas before Karbala. What was he about before Karbala? When there was no battle, when there was no war, when there was no swords, when there was no enemy standing in front. What was Abbas at that time? So Imam Ali says this one line about Abbas in describing Abbas in what makes him special. He says, Inna waladi al-Abbas. Surely my son Abbas, raqqal ilma raqqa. He has absorbed knowledge to the fullest extent. He has drowned himself and absorbed knowledge like a sponge in the complete sense. Thoroughly. He has drowned himself in knowledge. It is this knowledge of Abbas that makes him special. This ma'rifat of Abbas that makes him special. He has a teacher like Ali. His father, Ali, he was with Imam Ali until the age of 14. In his growing years, he was with Imam Ali, and Imam Ali was his teacher. Imagine having a teacher like that until you're 14, until you get to high school. And then, after Imam Ali's Shahadat, Imam Hassan became his teacher for the next 10 years until he was 24. Until he became a man. And then after that, Imam Hussein became his teacher and mentor and leader until his Shahadat when he was 34. Imagine having teachers like that. But not only great teacher is necessary, you also need a student who can absorb knowledge, who can learn. You can have the greatest teachers, but if you're not a good student, it doesn't matter. With all the teachers like that, and that's what Imam Ali says in his hadith, Abbas was a student unlike any other student for the Imams. For the Imams, they look for such people. It is what gives them satisfaction, that their knowledge is going in the right place. It is what gives them that true sense of satisfaction that a teacher has, knowing that, yes, his knowledge has gone to the right place. And that was Abbas. Abbas was the greatest students that the Imams had. He learned. He had knowledge. And it's this knowledge that separated him from all other shuhada in Karbala. Of course, leaving Imam Hussein, who was his teacher. Everyone else in Karbala had great qualities, great traits that made them unique. All of them, whether it's Habib ibn Madahir, Muslim ibn Awsaja, Dhuhair ibn Qain, Burair, all of these great and amazing personalities, unlike any other personalities in history, have their own qualities. But what set Abbas apart from them and made him greater was this knowledge that he had. Was this awareness, this ma'rifat that he had. And it's for this reason he became the flag bearer of Hussein. He became the hand of Imam Hussein. It wasn't because of his bravery. Everyone in Karbala was brave. It wasn't because of his courage. Everyone in Karbala was courageous. It wasn't because of his skill. There are many skilled fighters in the Arab world, and they knew how to use a sword. No, it was because of the marifat he had that led to him having basirat, a vision, where he was able to see what Imam Hussein was seeing and witnessing. He saw what Imam Hussein was seeing. And Imam Hussein had the satisfaction of knowing that there is someone who understands me, someone who knows me, someone who knows my goals. And that's why Abbas held that flag, because he was capable, he knew it. This is something that none of us think about. Whenever you ask yourself truly, and I ask myself, I always heard Abbas's name being taken as a fighter, a warrior, a great soldier, and a leader. Yes. But I never heard that he was a scholar, that he was greater than any other scholar that can come about. In fact, I heard a story in the Hausa about a mujtahid who, when he heard about Abbas and how special Abbas is, how unique Abbas is, and usually it happens, a lot of people, and we Shias, we love Hazrat Abbas. And there's no doubt about it, we love him. And sometimes what happens is that some people might hear too much about Abbas and might get envious and might feel that, well, what's so special about that? So this scholar had this idea in his mind, and he heard a hadith that said that the ink of a scholar is mightier than the blood of the shuhada. So he says, well, I am an alim and I write books, so my ink is mightier than their blood, than the blood of shuhada. So he was proud of that, and he thought that he had a station above Abbas. In his own mind. He didn't say it to anyone, in his own mind. And that mujtahid had a dream. And in that dream, Abbas came to him. And Abbas said, tell me, you think that you have knowledge. How much certainty do you have in your knowledge? By certainty, it's meant that, are you certain about what you know? Or all of that which you know is a probability. Allahu Alam. Allah knows best, but this is what I understand from it. Whenever a mujtahid writes a fatwa, at the end he says, Allahu Alam. Why is he writing that? Because he's not certain. Because there's no yaqeen, there's no certainty. He's not certain. There is a doubt that yes, this is what I understand, but I am not going to sit here and say that this is the actual truth. I will not say that. It's wrong for me to say that. Why? Because at the most, my knowledge is probability. It is dhan, probability, not more than that. And the alim agreed, yes, my knowledge is at the most dhan. It cannot be yaqeen. And Abbas said that I had yaqeen because my knowledge came from Amirul Mu'mineen. My knowledge came from the infallibles. And everything I knew, I had yaqeen in it. Now tell me, will you say that I am not an alim? In what way are you saying that? And he understood that, what Abbas learned, he learned it from Amirul Mu'mineen. And he not only learned it, but he was a student that Imam Ali is saying that he has absorbed knowledge in the complete sense of the word. Abbas was special because of this reason. He was a scholar. He was an arif. He had marifat. And that is what separates him from everyone else. It is truly amazing that Imam Hussein, when he saw Abbas hurt and injured on the land and lying on the land, dying, when Imam Hussein saw that, He actually meant what he said when Imam Hussein said, Alan in kathara dhahri, my back has been broken. Because truly, the one who understands me, knows me, realizes me, is going away. And that is a big loss. That is a big loss when you lose someone who truly understands. And Abbas was that. It's something that we need to appreciate, and we need to truly look at Abbas in a true sense of the word, and as to what Abbas and who Hazrat Abbas was. Everything else, we can say many things about him, but that's it. I will end it here. And again, it is a pleasure talking about Hazrat Abbas. It is an honor that we have to talk about him. And it's truly inspiring. His life and what he stood for and who he was are truly inspiring for us. And we just want to be a small, even if we can learn a small fraction and be inspired in a small fraction of what he was, then we are lucky. We are the fortunate ones. Thank you. It has been a pleasure. And thank you for tuning in to Divine Allegiance. We are here every day and doing different subjects coming out to you. Please join us and subscribe us on our YouTube channel, Divine Allegiance. That's it for this episode. I am your host, Maulana Baig, and thank you for being with me. I ask Allah that He blesses us in this month of Shaban, especially on the birth of this great personality. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.